Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's movie review here, and today I'm bringing you my new Blu-ray and DVD shopping guide and reviews for September 29th, 2020. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. Remember, you can find affiliate links to purchase these movies down in the description below, and doing so will help support the channel. As always, guys, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on any of these movies if you have seen them or if you plan on picking them up. Which ones do you plan to pick up this week? So quite a bit to review this week, guys. Next week's gonna be pretty crazy too. I had a struggle to get through a lot of movies this week just because there was so much that got sent to me. A couple things that I wanted to mention is in this Blumhouse collection. I didn't rewatch every movie in this collection, but I have seen every movie. Okay, I think that's it. So let's get into it, guys. First up this week, we do have the Blumhouse of Horrors 10 movie collection, and this one will be releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. The digital code will be for all 10 movies. It'll just be one code. Amazon and Target $69.99, Walmart $83.38, and Best Buy $89.99. It is also releasing on a DVD, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, all $68.99. Now, Universal did send me over a copy of the Blumhouse of Horrors 10 movie collection, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Blumhouse of Horrors on my channel. Now, this included 10 discs, and they were just the standard Blu-ray releases when the movies originally released with the silver and blue. Nothing really inside to speak of. So 10 of the better modern horror movies. Well, 9. I wouldn't say Split is really a horror movie, and I don't really think it fits in this collection. And I do feel like they had other movies they could have added, although I did really like Split, and you know, it's a good Blumhouse movie. I just feel like it's not really so much of a horror movie. So let's rank these and talk about them real quick. The Purge, of course, the original Purge movie really kicked off a franchise, and it was about this man and his family who are bunkered down in their house during the Purge night, which is a night when people are allowed to kill and hurt other people legally for, I don't think it was even 24 hours, like 12 hours, or just just for the one day. And this guy, he shows up to their house and he's like, oh, there's people trying to kill me. And the son ends up letting him in. The people want the guy back, and if they don't get him back, they're going to kill the whole family. Very interesting movie. I really liked it. It wasn't really exactly what I was expecting by the premise of The Purge. I thought, it would be more out in the streets and less of just focusing on one household. I did really enjoy it, though. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is Ouija. And obviously this one is about a Ouija board and a spirit comes through or whatever, or a demon or something. This one I didn't think was quite so good. I gave this one a 4 out of 10. The Boy Next Door. This is the Jennifer Lopez movie. And I know a lot of people complain about this one. This was my first time watching it. I feel like it's what I would have expected. Like, I don't know what people would have expected going into this other than that. Basically, Jennifer Lopez is kind of like an older woman, not old, but older woman. And she's a teacher at the school. And this guy shows up across the street, and he's like 20 years old, but he's going back to high school, which is that even a thing? I don't know. But he kind of seduces her, and they sleep together. And like, she just thinks of it as like a mistake, and he becomes obsessed with her, and he becomes crazy and starts threatening her and her family and does all these really crazy things. I liked it, guys. Like, I don't know what people would expect from this other than that. It was exactly what I would have expected. I give that one a 3 out of 5. Next up is Unfriended, and this one was kind of almost like a found footage, but it was like they were on a Skype or something like that on their computer. And they're all talking, and this person shows up that they don't know who it is. And what had happened was they had made this video, and it like embarrassed their friend or whatever, or not their friend, but their school classmate. And she ended up killing herself. And now there's like this, either somebody or a ghost like after them. It was interesting. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Next up is The Visit. Now, I would really like to go back and re-review The Visit at some point, just because I feel like it's, yeah, I gave it a lower score than maybe I should have. I love The Visit, guys. I've seen it a couple times. It was, I think it's one of Shyamalan's best. This one is about these kids who go to visit their grandparents, and they get there and they're like really weird, and all this really weird stuff is going on. I gave that one a 6.5 out of 10. I can't really say too much just because I don't want to give it away. Split was like the second movie, you know, in the Unbroken, Split, and Glass trilogy, I guess you'd call it. And it was about this guy who had like multiple personalities. And it was definitely an interesting movie. I definitely enjoyed it. I gave Split a 6.5 out of 10. Next up was Get Out. And this was the Jordan Peele movie, and I had never seen this one. I finally got around to watching it. It's about this girl who brings this African-American guy home, and there's kind of this whole thing where he's like, well, did you prepare them or what? And she's like, no, they're cool. And so they get there, and the parents are like being overly nice, and they're kind of doing this whole thing where all the people are like being overly nice and trying to relate to this guy just because he's African American, and some really weird stuff starts happening, and there's this really sinister plot. That was a great movie, guys. I really enjoyed it. Pretty crazy. Gave it a 4 out of 5. Next up, Happy Death Day. Loved Happy Death Day, where the girl keeps reliving the same day over and over, and she dies every time, and then she comes back to life, and she has to keep reliving the day and trying to solve what happened. Really good one, guys. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Next up was Truth or Dare. In this one, they play this deadly game of Truth or Dare. It's not too complicated. Give that one a 6.5 out of 10. And last up was Ma. And this one was this movie about this woman who meets these kids, and she's like, oh yeah, come party at my house, and you guys can drink and whatever you want. And so they're like hanging out with her, but then they start to see that there's this kind of creepy side to her, which, I mean, come on, she's inviting high school kids to her house to drink. Like, okay. And so they kind of try to separate from her, and she goes crazy. Interesting one, but really not as good as I would have expected. I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5. So overall, you know, a really enjoyable collection. You know, I feel like some of these movies I should re-review because I probably give them a little better score. But, you know, I think most of them I enjoyed quite a bit. Next up is Genesis 2 and Planet Earth 2-pack, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Best Buy $17.99, Walmart $21.99, and Target no listing. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Genesis 2 and Planet Earth for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Genesis 2 Planet Earth on my channel. So I guess I didn't know that Gene Roddenberry had done movies. Like, I mean, he's known so well for Star Trek. I didn't know he had done other stuff. So this was 2 movies, and they're both about the same places and characters, although some of the characters are replaced in the second one. So in Genesis 2, it's about this guy who's doing this test for, like, I don't know if they called it NASA, but it was something like that. I think they did. And he's, like, going to be put in suspended animation and see, I don't know when they're going to wake him up, like so many years later or whatever, just kind of testing for if it works or whatnot. And right after they put him under, there's an earthquake, and it's like in this underground bunker, and the whole thing collapses, and basically he's not found for like 150 years or something. And so he gets out, and everything's changed. There's been like World War III, and there's like no technology or little technology, and people don't really understand how the stuff of the past worked. And he kind of gets out, and this group of people find him, and this woman's like telling him that they're bad, and so he leaves them and he goes to these other people, and then he realizes they're bad, and he doesn't really know what to do, and both sides are trying to get him to help their cause, and he just kind of keeps getting pulled back and forth. It was a really interesting movie. I definitely liked it, guys. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. In the next one, and the main character is played by somebody else, and they're like on this mission, and he gets taken by this village of women, and they're gonna sell him as a slave, and like the women all drug the men to be obedient, and you know they gotta try to convince him that that's not the way to go. And you know, it was an okay movie, but I definitely did not enjoy the story that much on that one. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Next up, Halloween will be getting a 4K steelbook from Best Buy. So we'll be releasing on a 4K Blu-ray and digital for $19.99, and I did pre-order that one, so When I get it, I'll give you guys an unboxing of that. Next up, The Evil Dead 1 and 2 will be releasing on a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook. It'll include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $24.99. I also pre-ordered that one, so when I get it, I'll bring an unboxing of that one. Next up is Stargirl, the complete first season. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Best Buy, $22.99, Walmart, $26.98, and Target no listing. Also releasing on a DVD, Walmart, $19.96, Amazon and Best Buy, $19.99, and Target no listing. Now, Warner Brothers did send me over a copy of Stargirl, the complete first season, for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Stargirl on my channel. So this one is about the Justice Society, and they, at the beginning, they're kind of fighting and they get taken out by the Injustice Society, and almost all of them actually get killed. And now we fast forward to 10 years later, or I can't remember how many years later it is. And now the leader of the Justice Society, he was Starman, and his daughter finds out about it. Coincidentally, her stepdad was part of the Justice Society, and he's played by Luke Wilson. And I feel like Luke Wilson was like a perfect, just kind of well-established actor. You know, he has the ability to really hold the cast together. And so she ends up becoming Stargirl, and then she has to recruit her whole team, remake the Justice Society to defeat the Injustice Society. It was a really good show, guys. I really enjoyed this one a lot. I hope they do continue it. I give this one a 4 out of 5. Next up is The Honeymoon Phase, releasing on a DVD. Amazon, Best Buy, and Target, $19.99. Walmart, $22.32. Now, I have not gotten a copy of that one. I think I will be sent one, but I haven't yet. Next up is The Legend of Tomiris. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and DVD. Walmart, $14.96. Best Buy, $17.99. Amazon, $21.38, and Target, $21.49. Also releasing on a DVD. Walmart, $12.96. Amazon and Best Buy, $14.99. Target, $24.99. Next up is Charmed Season 2, releasing on a DVD. Amazon and Walmart, $34.99. Best Buy and Target, no listing. Next up is Ghost Ship, releasing on a Blu-ray. Amazon and Target, $24.96. Walmart, $27.46, and Best Buy, no listing. Next up, Mad Max Fury Road will be releasing on a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook. Will include 4K Blu-ray and digital for $29.99. Next up is The Silencing. This one's releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Walmart, $14.96, Best Buy, $14.99, Amazon, $17.08, and Target, $17.99. The Amazon price might have gone down now. Also releasing on a DVD, Walmart, $12.96, Best Buy, $13.99, Target, $14.99, and Amazon, no listing. Now, I did review this one, guys. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I thought it was a pretty mediocre movie. I only gave it a 2.5 out of 5. Next up is the Focus Features 10 Movie Spotlight Collection, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Amazon and Target, $69.99, Walmart, $83.38, and Best Buy, $89.99. Next up, Illumination Presents 10 Movie Collection, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Target, $59.99, Amazon, $69.99, Best Buy and Walmart, $89.99. Also releasing on a DVD. Target, $49.99, Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart, $68.99. Next up, guys, is the DreamWorks 10 Movie Collection, releasing on a Blu-ray and digital. Target, $59.99, Walmart, $83.38, Amazon, $69.99, and Best Buy, $89.99. Also releasing on a DVD, Target, $49.99, Walmart, $64.25, Amazon and Best Buy, $68.99. Now, I have a whole bunch of movies, guys, that have already been released to review for you guys. Hopefully, I'll have a bunch next week that because I have a stack right now of movies I need to watch, and I just had so much this week, I didn't even get through a lot of them. So first up, guys, Epic Pictures sent over Nail in the Coffin, The Fall and Rise of Vampiro. I did unbox this one. If you'd like to check that out, of course, just search for Nail in the Coffin on my channel. Now, this was a documentary about the Canadian wrestler Vampiro, and I didn't think I had ever heard of him. Like, I was just like, who's Vampiro? I haven't watched wrestling in many years, but in my younger days, I was a pretty big fan. And he did have a run in the WCW, and when they said that, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that guy. So basically, he went to Mexico and he became a Mexican wrestler, and he just kind of worked, and then eventually he did make it to WCW, and that was probably kind of like the height of his fame, at least in America. And then he ended up going back to Mexico, and now he is like mostly does like production on wrestling events. And so they go into they've mainly focused, I would say, on like his current status and what he does now. They do go back and cover basically his whole career, but the majority of this is him currently, and he's a dad, and kind of going into all this stuff and talking about his career and, you know, how the business works and all that. I thought it was really interesting. I definitely liked it, guys. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, Universal sent over Beckman for a review. I did post unboxing this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Beckman on my channel. Now, to me, this movie, like, it started out really strange, really hard to really even understand exactly what was going on. I hate sometimes when you have to like read the synopsis to movie to figure out what the heck is even going on, because it does kind of jump around in time a little bit. And I guess basically this guy was like an assassin, and he decides he doesn't want to be anymore, so he becomes a preacher. And then while he's a preacher, this girl shows up and she says she's in trouble, and he takes her in as his daughter. And then this guy comes later and takes her, and he believes he kills her. So then he has to go get revenge, and he has to like go kill all these people to get revenge or whatever. It was a pretty mediocre movie overall. The action, while there was a lot of action, it just like the fighting just seemed really weird and unbelievable. Like it just seemed so unnatural. The story was pretty slow, and the acting was not great. I gave this a 2 out of 5, guys. It didn't do much for me. Next up, Warner Brothers sent over Prodigal Son, the complete first season. Now this is a crime drama mystery kind of thing about this guy who's like a profiler, and he's trying to catch serial killers, and I guess killers in general. And he works, well, and he's fired by the FBI, and then he goes to work, I believe it's for the New York police, and with the twist of that his dad was a serial killer, and while he's not a serial killer, he's not all there. He has lots of problems, but he seems to do a really good job figuring out who all the other serial killers are. I really enjoyed this one, guys. It's pretty good. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up, Lionsgate sent over Little Monsters for review. Now this was a movie about this young kid who meets this monster, and they go around scaring people, and they go around scaring kids and causing all kinds of mischief. But then the kid kind of figures out that it's probably not that good. You know, I always kind of like this movie, although I watched it for the first time in a really long time. It is more of a kids movie, really, but still enjoyable, guys. I gave it 3 out of 5. Next up, Reel to Reel Film sent over A Dark Path for review. Now this is a UK movie about these two sisters who are leaving a bachelorette party, and they get lost, and their GPS is broken, and their phone doesn't work, and they're trying to find their way back to the airport to get home. But at some point, somehow they end up on this dirt road in the forest, and you would think you'd just turn around, but no, they keep going. The car breaks down, and then the one sister disappears, and there ends up being some sort of, I don't know what it was supposed to be, a monster or something. Unfortunately, the first hour of the movie is just them being lost, and nothing really very interesting happens. And they finally get to the monster, and the monster looks really cheap. And, you know, overall, guys, it was just a really slow movie where nothing really happens till the end. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Last one for this week, guys. Lionsgate sent over Shivers for review, and I did post an unboxing of this. If you'd like to check that out, just search for Shivers on my channel. Now, this was a horror movie, and at first it was a little hard to figure out what was going on. It just seemed like these random things were happening, but then they very quickly kind of tie it all together, and it becomes clear what exactly is happening. So these people are like taken over by these parasites, and they have this will to like have sex and infect other people and basically spread the parasite, and and some people are getting killed, and there's like this doctor who's trying to figure out what's going on. Overall, guys, it was an interesting movie, a bit strange. I thought it looked pretty good for its age on a Blu-ray, but it was an okay movie, guys. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, check out Jeff's videos, and for more movie news, check out my website, bobsmoviereview.com, and I'll see you guys next time.